guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I am so sorry, but this has been like, we're late. Let's just say, well, I'm late to this. So as you probably can already tell by the title, we're going to be combining episodes 2, 3, and 4 of the Insecure recap series because I have been recording and not posting. And then I was late watching the episodes, and then I was late recording the episodes, and I'm just like, you know what, now we're at episode 4. We're all the way at episode 4, and I'm like, I don't want to just put out episode 2, like whatever. So I did a poll on Instagram, and people told me that I should just combine 2, 3, and 4. So here we are. Okay, first things first, I do want to say this. I don't want this video to be super long. So I think what I'm going to do, since I already recorded episode 2, is I'm going to go ahead and insert my recap to episode 2 in this. Is going to be short and sweet because that episode was short and sweet anyway. And I just kind of don't want to like make this video super long. What else did I want to tell you guys? Also, okay, so I just want to say this right now because it's so like fresh on my brain. So today is Wednesday, and by the time this is up, like everybody's gonna be well aware, but we basically just got news that the rapper Dolph has been murdered in front of a bakery or a cookie shop or something like that. And it's just so sad. Like, all of our favorite rappers are just dying left and right. Like, people are just killing each other left and right, and it's so senseless. And it's just like it really ruins your day. Like, I was literally planning to film this earlier today, and then boom, like right when I was prepping, I got the news, and it just threw me off. But yeah, rest in peace to Dolph. He's like one of my favorite artists. My fiance put me on to him when I was in college, and like I just have like nothing but hella memories of listening to Dolph, like feeling motivated, feeling turned up. Like, I don't know, you know, some rappers you just kind of have a connection to them and their music. Dolph is definitely one of those rappers for me and my fiance. So it's really sad to say rest in peace to somebody like him. But yeah, I just definitely wanted to put that out there because it's so fresh on my brain. But all right, so we're gonna jump into the video, you guys. And I'm drinking I got this spiced cranberry limeade from Publix. And it is good, like really good. Okay, so right now at this very moment, I'm gonna go ahead and insert some clips of my recap of episode 2 so that you can see that. Press on. So, but I don't want this video to be as long as last week, so we're gonna get right into it. Basically, we're gonna jump right into it. So if you didn't watch last week's episode of my recap of episode 1, go ahead, don't even finish watching this, go ahead and watch that, and then come back and then watch this one. So basically, honestly, I did not expect that episode to go that way. I was really shocked. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Now, first things first, they skipped the whole entire, they basically fast forward the whole they fast forward a year. 1 year. It was like 1 year later, and you're seeing Issa and Molly and Nate. I think those are the only people they really show. And Issa's assistant. You see them. I need some lip gloss, but I don't want to put this one. You see them, like, you know, a year later. So Molly is newly single. Well, not newly single, but Molly, you guys know Molly and her broke up. Molly and her dude broke up. So she's, you know, doing well. It appears that she's doing well in her career, as to be expected. And then, you know, her and Issa have mended whatever issues they had, because this episode they're like this, like they're back. They're tighter than we've ever seen, to be honest. Like, they're spending the night with each other every night. They're having dinner with each other. They're going, you know, they're spending time together. They're supporting each other. And, you know, it looks good. To me, it looks great over here. But anyway, yes, so the episode, you know, Issa is working with a designer, a black designer, and she's trying to get him representation for this big event that, for this fashion show, to kind of present him, you know, on a higher scale or whatever. So she's like the middleman for representing that black designer. So this introduces, I forgot his name, but his real name is Kofi. Y'all know the guy from Queen Sugar. He just, like, he the finest man on a planet, basically. Like, if you don't know who I'm talking about, I don't know what to tell you. Like, he's the finest man on the planet, literally. There's, like, it's like he's the finest man on the planet. But anyway, so he's the designer, and he represents previously incarcerated black men, and he, like, his fashion house is that those type of people would be his employee. That's who he represents. That is, like, a big deal to his brand, which is amazing, because that's just, like, something you ain't never seen in the real world in fashion. But the company doesn't want, the company basically, y'all know how it is. Like, the company wants to white out what the designer wants to do. They want him to scale back his ambitions for the show. And so Issa is stuck in a hard place to where she doesn't want to lose the opportunity, but she also doesn't want to jeopardize the integrity of the designer's creativity, and you know, really, like, for lack of better words, censor his creativity. So she stands up for the designer in a, I would say, in a professional way, but probably not in a way that he wanted her to, which is why later in the episode you're gonna see all of the things, all of the notes that the company had for the fashion show that he was supposed to take out the day of the show. He's gonna be like, fuck that, and he gonna do all of this stuff, and it's just gonna cause a real rift between him and Issa. And even though the representing company, they're gonna end up saying, wow, this is really nice, like, I'm glad that you guys did this or whatever. I think in the next episode, Kofi and Issa are gonna have, like, a hard time working together. Shit, look like he might even fire her ass, because he just wasn't feeling it. And that's to be understood, you know, like, it really is. I thought it was really interesting that they had, like, the if you watch the episode, if you're familiar with fashion in general, you notice Pierre Moss, the designer of Pierre Moss, the founder of Pierre Moss, his name is Kirby. You notice Kirby right there in the crowd instantly, and instantly I already knew what kind of show it was gonna be. I was like, oh, this is about to be a Kirby ass show. Like, this is about to give Pierre Moss, Paris Fashion Week, Paris Couture, like, this is about to give exactly what what he would do. And it did. It was amazing, especially for a TV fashion show. Like, you don't really be seeing whole fashion show productions like that. It'd be like some fake shit. But that was like real fashions. I watched a little after note. And it wasn't like a styled show. Those were like real designs for that scene. And it was amazing. It really was. So what also happened in this episode was Molly cut her hair. Molly cut her hair, and I love it. Like, I love it so much. I love it for so many reasons. Like, y'all already know when a black woman cuts her hair, it's game time. Like, we not here to play. When the hair is cut, it's a change. It takes a lot for a black woman. Black women in general, we have these really complex relationships with our hair. And so when you cut it all off, baby, whoever, whatever Molly is going after, she mean business. And I really love that. I really love that, because I feel like with Molly, she has her shit together. She's a bomb ass woman. So I feel like there's a sense of entitlement of like, oh, like I should have this type of man. And I feel like it always kind of backfires on her. And I feel like that entitlement is rightfully so, because like she a badass bitch. Why she can't get a badass man to, compliment her? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, like all of us, we want something, but we don't put the work in for it. And I feel like her cutting her hair is showing like she about to put the work in. And so you see her go into this dating app, and because her mom been like pressuring her, basically like, girl, by the time her mama was like, by the time you get married, your grandfather gonna have to roll you down the aisle. He gonna be so damn old, he gonna be in a wheelchair. Which was funny as hell, because it was funny, even though so when her mom says that, she like, you know what, it's been some time, let me go ahead and it's been some time, let me go ahead and put some effort in to dating again, so that I can get what I want. And so you see Molly open up this dating app or whatever, her old app, and she's like answering the questions. First of all, pause. I did not know dating apps asked all these questions. Amazing. Like, now mind you, Molly did not fill out them questions, or at least they didn't show it, but you really see her reflecting. And I feel like as a woman, when you want something, the biggest thing is understanding how to go about getting it, and really sitting with yourself and really like trying to understand what you want. But not only that, but just figuring out how to get it. And I feel like that's what Molly's doing, right? And I just had to throw that out there. But so Molly, Issa and Nate end up hanging out. They hanging out, and next thing you know, wait, no, what happened? Something happened. It was after the event. Issa was really upset. Issa is upset, and all you see is her hanging out with Nate. He's there for her. He comes over. They hanging out, and he's basically giving her advice or whatever. And then next thing you know, she's like, well, thank you so much for like being there for me. And he's like, of course. And then here she go. Gotta do the most, like girls do. Why we always doing the most? I just feel like we are always doing the most. Oh, can you stay the night with me? No, boo. You should have let him go. You should have let him go. If you watch the episode, you know why she should have let him go, girl. So okay, now let me say this. When I was watching the episode, I did not think, I thought they was gonna hang out some more, and then they was gonna go to sleep, because they're friends. It's like a whole year later, and they're friends. Now I know that Nate has feelings for Issa. You could just tell, like, he fuck with her. But you know, has shown that she's not available. Basically, that's what we can assume. And based on that alone, I just saw the night just going different. I just saw them hanging out and going to sleep. Girl, they get in the bed. She got on her little lingerie. Issa had on a little piece of lingerie. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but I always be noticing. She had on a little piece of lingerie, child. And next thing you know, they about to like look like they about to make love. It looked like they about to have, you know, missionary sex. Like, she laying on this side of the bed, he laying on this side, then they facing each other, they kissing. Like, it's looking like this is a lot. Next thing you know, they kissing. This bitch starts busting out crying, boo-hoo tears. And we already know why she crying. Because you're not ready for this. The love of your life child is got a baby on the way with somebody that ain't you. You was just ready to be with him. He was ready to be with you. Now this damn child is in the way. It is the worst thing that could happen to a woman. It is heartbreaking. It takes longer than a year to get over this. Like, literally, it takes longer than a year to get over this. This shit is heavy on the soul. And you climb your ass in the bed with Nate, somebody you already got history with, and starts crying, right? Nate's reaction is the reason why Nate is the guy. The reason why I thought Nate is the one for her. Now, I don't know. She might have ruined that shit because Buddy, she starts crying. His reaction, you know, he comforts her. He holds her. He like, oh, we don't have to do it. Like, you know, it's no pressure or nothing like that. Like, you good or whatever. She cries and then she falls asleep. And rightfully so, he get his ass up the fuck out of there. She woke up to a ghost, Nate's ghost. He was not there. And I love that for him because, don't be trying to have me spending the night over here. You over here think about a whole nother nigga to the point where you done bust out in tears. Like, we cool, but shit. You know I got feelings for you. That ain't right. You don't do people like that. That is selfish. Now, I know that Issa didn't have the intentions on doing that, but this is why we got to do the work, because you end up putting people in situations that they just did not have to experience. And in this instance, Nate did not have to experience, you know, knowing that she's still upset over old dude or whatever. But yeah, he got the hell up out of there. And then the episode pretty much just went off. I really loved this episode because I feel like we got to see Molly and Issa get really close, which is what everybody wanted. I feel like you got to see mentally where Molly is, mentally where Issa is, and then you got to see like what's about to go on. It was a really intimate episode, and I love episodes like that. I feel like it was just setting up for whatever is about to play out. Like, if this about to be a crazy ass season, this episode was the calm before the storm, and I enjoy that. You can tell that like the writers and production or directors and everything, they really put a lot of work into this show. So it's a really good show for that reason. Okay guys, my camera cut off, but yes, so that pretty much wraps up my review, my recap of this episode, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, this was kind of like a filler episode, I feel like, and so this is like a filler video, but everything still needs to be talked about. So I feel like there's a couple of conversations that can be had just off of this episode alone. So tell me what you think in the comments below. Okay, and now that you saw my review on episode 2, let's go ahead and jump right into episode 3. So I have some talking points. I wrote it down because I have brain fog from like a couple of things, just from like anxiety medication, and then having COVID last year. I just feel like I never got rid of brain fog. So like I literally can't, like, I watch the episodes and like I can't remember yesterday sometimes. So I have to write down some talking points, okay? So yeah, so episode 3 was called Pressure, okay? So this is the episode. This was a really, really, really good episode. Like I said in my recap for episode 2, I felt like episode 2 was a filler episode for us to just kind of like, you know, like get into the groove of like what's really about to happen. And then I also talked about how much I love how they kind of like, I feel like we're deep diving into the characters. Like we're getting to know more about the characters. Okay, so we knew that Lawrence had accepted a job in San Francisco. We knew that Condola was pregnant. Now the season started off fast forwarded to a whole year later. So it's time for the baby. The baby is here, y'all. Condola is having her baby. And let me just say this. So it was really hard. Like, it's a running joke making fun of Condola's name or whatever. And like, I never, because her character just got on my nerves, I never put any interest in like trying to remember her name, because the joke of just not remember her name is so funny. But as a black woman, even though this is TV, as a black woman, we just don't play that shit. Like, you get a black girl name right, give her that respect. So I'm gonna give Condola her respect, and I'm gonna call Condola, okay? Because that's her motherfucking name. So yeah, so Condola has the baby. Lawrence is all the way in San Francisco. He has this idea in his head, you know, he can be the perfect dad. He could fly in and out from San Francisco to LA whenever he needs to. He just has it, he thinks he has it all figured out. But in reality, you know, that's just not working, and it's not going to work. And we see, well, that's not going to work, and we're going to see that being played out in the episode. So my first question that I wrote down was, is Condola getting what she asked for? So we're seeing that, you know, he's kind of like everything. Okay, so they have their first doctor's appointment, and he has a christening, or is it a christening? Yeah, the baby's christening, and just all these things. And he Lawrence is feeling like Condola's not putting him in the loop, but Condola is busy. She got her hands are full. She got a newborn baby. She don't really have a lot of support. Like, you can kind of tell, like she has like her family kind of, but without her other, you know, without the other baby's parent, she pretty much is out there on her own. Like, you know, people have their own lives. You can't really rely on people to take care of your kid with you 24/7 other than the parents. That's the only people who have that responsibility. And so Condola don't have time to be thinking about updating Lawrence. It's kind of like an out of sight, out of mind situation. So she's like, you know, oh, okay, yeah, like, I'll text you, whatever. Long story short, what I'm getting to is, do you guys remember when Condola first told Lawrence that she was pregnant? And you know, he was kind of taken aback, and she was just kind of like, well, you know, you don't have to be involved. Like, I can do this on my own. I want this baby. You don't have to be involved. Is Condola getting what she asked for? Even though, because, okay, pause. When Condola said that in the last season, when she said that, I thought it was bullshit, because we know that Lawrence he's a good guy. He's not gonna be a deadbeat dad. That's just not gonna happen. He's gonna take care of his kids. So when she said that, it's like, I call bullshit. Like, you're saying this, it seems like you know, like, oh no, I'm gonna be there for the baby. It's like she said it for a certain reaction, because she knows what kind of guy that Lawrence is. So my question is Condola getting what she asked for? You know, even though the agreement probably was, you know, for him to take care of his kid as he should. He's all the way in San Francisco. He's basically a damn, not even a part-time job. He's like a goddamn, he like an uncle at this point. Like, I don't know what he think is going on. But that brings me to the next point of, men are very selfish. So even though, you know, like I just said, Lawrence is a good guy, you know, he wants to stand up and do what's right, but at the same time, he wants to do it in a way that works for him. You have a newborn baby. Your baby lives in LA. What the fuck are you doing in San Francisco? Like, I don't remember like the I don't remember the depths of why he left his job or whatever the case may be. I'm sure it was a better opportunity, blah, blah, blah. But when you have a newborn, it's like this. Y'all know the saying, like, mommy's baby, daddy's maybe. It's like that. Like, the mom, if it was Condola and she had got a new job out of the state, would she have taken it, you know what I'm saying, with Lawrence being in LA? Would she have done what Lawrence is doing? Probably not. And it just goes back to, like, men are very selfish in the way that they maneuver, in the way that they parent. We see it all the time, even when it's not a co-parenting situation. Even when fathers are in the home, you always see the mother being more of a dominant. Traditionally, the mom is the more dominant parent. Now, you know, we're in, like, you know, a new day, so that's changing a lot. You're seeing more single dads, you're seeing stay-at-home dads, and, you know, you're seeing different types of mixed families and everything. But traditionally, men are very selfish when it comes to their careers, sacrificing things for their children as far as being present. And I do think that although Lawrence is a good person, you know, he's very selfish to think that him living in San Francisco and popping in and out, trying to take the baby from her for overnight, like it's a newborn baby, you trying to take her, like, it would have been smart for him to say, oh, you know, I'll stay in the next room just so he can spend the night. You know, you're trying to take a baby to a hotel, the mama frantic, she don't trust you, as she said, like, she don't even trust you enough to take the baby somewhere for the night. Like, that's how distant of a parent you have been. So yeah, I just feel like Lawrence was being very selfish, and Condola had to give him a fucking wake-up call. And for this episode, episode 3, I really loved seeing Condola's more vulnerable side. I feel like she's always more put together. You don't really get to see her sweat. Like, she has an answer for everything. That's why pretty much nobody likes her, because she's just so perfect, and it's just like, bitch, where you come from? But this episode, I feel like we get to see more Condola. Like, we get to see her more vulnerable. She's postpartum. She's vulnerable, like, to the point where she's going through things. She's not, for me, I feel like she handled it well. Like, she's not on Lawrence's ass, but then it gets to a breaking point, like, you know, where she had to let him know what it was. So I really liked seeing how that played out between them. Big blow up, and, you know, he went back to San Francisco, and then he called and apologized. You know, we'll see how it play out, like how they're gonna fix everything. Sidebar, in this episode, did you notice Lawrence low-key trying to ask Kelly about Issa? He talking about how everybody doing, and she like, all my people are thriving in abundance. Like, who the fuck are you asking about? If you asking about Issa, just say that. But why? Okay, the whole episode, when they said they was going to that baby party, the whole episode, I just knew Issa was going to be at the baby party. Why wasn't Issa there? I forgot. I can't remember if they said why she wasn't there, but I was just like, could you imagine if she would have had to see him, Condola, and that baby? That would have been so triggering. But yeah, so that's pretty much my thoughts on episode 3. Comment below. Tell me what you think about their co-parenting and how it's going to look in the future. Tell me what you think about Lawrence. Do you think he's selfish, or do you think that the sole parenting is up to Condola, and Condola's getting what she basically asked for originally, as far as, you know, being able to do it all on her own? Let me know what you think about that. So that's episode 3. And then, so the last episode was episode 4. This episode, it had a lot going on. So we had let me see what I want to talk about first. Okay, this is what I want to talk about first. This really aggravates me about Issa. Issa avoids things. She did this shit with Molly. She did it in all of her relationships. Because I even feel like if you fast forward to season 1, when Issa cheated, she was avoiding her issues that she had with Lawrence even before she cheated on him. But anyway, I feel like Issa is avoids stuff in a way that she just kind of needs to, like, grow up. So first thing she's avoiding, so y'all remember she was working for the designer, what is his name? It's like a city. I don't remember his name, but yeah, so the designer, you know, he felt like she was a sellout, like trying to get him to fold or whatever for the white man, and he wasn't having that shit. And so he on Twitter, so I guess she congratulated him on Twitter, And he kind of was just like, oh, like, throwing shots, throwing subliminals. Well, they weren't subliminal. They were like acts. Like, he was just basically letting her know how he felt or whatever. And her initial response was to not respond. I guess from a professional sense, I can understand that. But for me, this is one of your professional relationships. So yeah, the confrontation is on Twitter, but that doesn't mean that the resolution needs to be on Twitter. I feel like she should have reached out to the designer, and I feel like they should have had a deeper conversation about it, even before it got to after, even if it was after the show. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Issa avoids things, and that's why she has the problems that she has. Okay, next thing is, but still on topic with Issa avoiding things. We know in the last episode, what was that, episode 2? I don't remember, but we know the last time we saw Issa and Nate together, Issa was fucking crying in the bed, and then he got up and he left in the middle of the night. And so she's pulling up to this function that Nate is having, and did I say Lawrence? Nate. She's pulling up to this function that Nate is having before they have even had a full conversation about what already happened when he dipped out on her in the middle of the night because she was crying. For me, like, I'm not pulling up to no event when it's like things in the air, like it's unfinished business, it's ends that needs to be tied. She pulling up like, oh, hey, what's up? Oh, this is tight. Like, being her awkward ass self. But it's like, no, Issa, this needs to be talked about. So, Nate is avoiding the situation too, but he obviously has communication issues that go hand in hand with his mental illness, So, he's basically like feeling like, she don't really fuck with him. They at the beach, and they both just not communicating. They not saying how they feel. They telling their friends how they feel, but they not telling each other how they feel. And it's just kind of awkward as hell to watch. And it's somewhat annoying because how old are we? Like, I don't know about y'all, but sometimes with TV, I don't be having patience. I be wanting them to talk. Like, that's what I'm here for. I want to see the conversation. I want to see the dialogue. Now, they end up talking about it at the end of the episode, but it just took too long for me. But because I feel like they should have talked about it before they even got to the beach. Now, the good thing that I like about this though is you finally see that Nate's not, taking anybody serious. He's not really dating. He's interested in Issa. He feels like Issa has officially friend zoned him, and he kind of wants to take it further. On Issa's end, she's thinking that he may be talking to somebody else. She's getting jealous, so we can assume that she doesn't want to be his friend either anymore. Okay, so then they leave the beach and they go to a restaurant because, girl, it was a whole motherfucking earthquake. I can't wait to move to LA for shit like that. Like, I mean, even though I know it could be scary and dangerous, but like, it was a whole earthquake. Like, that's just so cool. Okay, anyway, but it was a whole damn earthquake. The man done dropped the food, so they decided to go to a bar. So when they get there, Nate's cousin and his wife pull up. And it was kind of shocking because the cousin lived in LA too, and they were just kind of like, Issa kind of was realizing that she didn't know as much about Nate as she thought she did, because she's like, oh, I didn't even know you had family here. But come to find out, Nate was manic around the time that he was staying with the cousin. He was coming in and out, leaving the door unlocked, just wilding out to the point where the cousin had to kick him out, and they basically blamed it on his wife. So Nate and the cousin's wife, they're not really vibing with each other. But you can tell that Nate's cousin just does not trust Nate, but he doesn't know that Nate was manic. They haven't had that conversation. And then he also doesn't know that Nate is, I guess, in treatment. I don't know, because they don't really talk about what kind of treatment he's in, but you know that he's not manic, so you can assume that he is working on his mental illness now that he is at least aware that he had that problem. So the cousin is like, I'm about to go. They at the party. They trying to get into Jason Derulo's house. The cousin like, I'm about to go, because he just know, from his experience, Nate is not a dependable person to be hanging with all hours of the night or whatever. And so you know, the way that the cousin perceives Nate is really getting to Nate. Like, it's really bothering him. And you can really understand why. Like, you can really, if you've ever been in a situation where you're trying to prove yourself to someone that you've changed, and it doesn't have to be as drastic as, you know, like just straight up abandoning people or whatever, but it could be anything. Sometimes you really do care about how people perceive you, especially when you care about them. Like, when you know, it's your family or your loved ones, you want them to see the best in you. But, you know, people have their experiences with you and it may take time. So the whole situation just really bothers Nate, and he gets really emotional, and Issa sees that, and then they have a conversation about it, and, you know, he expresses how he feels, and he just say, you know what, like, fuck that, like, you know, I'm gonna just do me, I'm gonna be me, and just let it play out or whatever. But he definitely needs to have the conversation with the cousin. And at this point, this is when Issa and Nate decide that, you know, they basically want more from each other outside of a friendship. And then there's another earthquake, and then it goes off. Oh, sidebar, I forgot to talk about this. I fucking love Molly in this episode. Molly is like, she's giving people a chance. She's not looking at them and writing them off. Like, she's being so open-minded. And this is the type of work that I like to see. Like, when you want something and you put in the work, I feel like, once again, Molly is putting in the work to get what she wants. She's looking for love. She's looking for a man. And I feel like she's going about it in a healthy way by being open-minded first, because that's something that she just never was before. Like, so I just loved her whole vibe this episode. Like, she was real good with the flow. She was also hella supportive of Issa when Issa thought that Nate was sleeping with the girl. I forgot her name, but she was in a car with them, and Issa and Molly was texting, and she was like, hey, you sleeping with Nate? And she was like, girl. And, like, she just did that for Issa. Like, that was a real ass friend to me. But yeah, so I really just love this episode. What episode was this? Episode 4. I really loved this episode because I feel like you really got to see like things play out with Issa and Nate. Y'all know I'm team Nate. I want Issa to be with Nate. Don't want her to be with Lawrence. Lawrence got all that bullshit going on with Condola and that damn baby. What's the baby name? Comment below if you remember the baby name, because I can't remember his name, but it's some crazy wild ass name. Is it Mufasa? Mustafa? Where did I get that from? Is it Mustafa, y'all? Let me know. I can't remember. But yeah, this is basically my recap of all 3 episodes that I forgot, you guys. I'm going to try to stay on top of this and be on time going forward. First things first, I need to find out what day it even comes on, because I don't even know. I just be watching it like on Sunday. I don't even know. But yes, comment below and let me know what y'all think about all 3 of these episodes. Tell me which one was your favorite episode. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Once again, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you really enjoy this Insecure series. I do want to definitely do this for another series, but I don't know if the things that I like you guys will like. Like, for example, I watched Dexter. So if you don't know what Dexter is, you just subscribe to my channel, click like, and then go watch Dexter on Netflix, starting with season 1. But there's a new season. There's a new season of Dexter, and that's like one of my favorite shows. I also really love The Walking Dead. I'm watching a new show called La Brea. Like, I really like sci-fi types of shows, and I really don't think y'all would be interested in it. And then outside of like sci-fi stuff, I really like mob movies. And then outside of that, I really love reality TV. So I could do reality TV recaps, because that's something that we all have in common. But if you want to, y'all can help me. I don't know, you guys can help me pick a show and let me know what else, what other recap series you would want me to do with a show that we're all watching. It's only 80 of us here, so it's not like, you know, it's gonna be hard. We can narrow this down. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, you guys. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, or if this is your first time at this at Nooni Days, at this channel. Go back to some of my other videos, watch those videos, leave a thumbs up, and then go ahead and subscribe. And make sure to leave a comment down below. Thank you guys again for tuning in to Nooni Days, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.